Hi, hello, good morning. I would like to introduce myself to M. Ramana. You're watching Diksha Medical Channel. Today we are going to explain about the continuity part of cells of connective tissue. That is sixth type cells, that is the mesenchymatic cells or mesenchyma cells. Generally mesenchyma cells are pluripotent cells. Pluripotent cells means the cells which are responsible for formation of any cell in our body. Right, these are simply we can call as a embryonic stem cells. Generally the stem cells are divided into two types. One is pluripotent cells, second one is multipotent cells. Multipotent cells can form only certain cells in our body which we can collect from the umbilical cord when you are in an embryonic stage. But pluripotent cells are totipotency. Total cells can be formed by these stem cells, right? So then in the connective tissue proper, these mesenchyma cells are useful for formation of the damaged cells. That's why they are mobile stem cells that participate in the repair of the damaged cells. What are the damaged cells will be there that will be repaired by the mesenchyma cells. These are undifferentiated cells of connective tissue because they can be transferred into any cells of the connective tissue proper. That means in the connective tissue proper, these mesenchyma cells can be differentiated into the different types. That's what is called undifferentiated cells. Like in the plants, meristematic cells. Come to the second type, that is the seventh type, neutrophils and acidophils. Neutrophils, acidophils are a type of WBC which are involved in the phagocytosis. Neutrophil generates a huge number of WBC. There are 62% of total count, right? These neutrophils are mostly involved in the active phagocytic nature. These are simply we can call as a microscopic policemen. These are also involved in the phagocytic process. They have to collect the dead and debris of the cells and they have to eat by the process of phagocytosis. Come to the acidophils. Acidophils, the number of acidophils cubic millimeters are in the percentage. The total number of WBC acidophils are 2 to 3%. It's a bilobed cells. Generally it is a bilobed cells. Neutrophils are the multilobed cells. These acidophils are mostly involved in the allergic reactions. That means whenever the person is infected with the helminthic parasites like Ascaris or Teniasis, at the time this acidophils number will be increases. It leads to eosinophilia. So these two R cells are involved in the connective tissue to protect our body. And last one is lymphocytes. You know, lymphocytes are a type of WBC of agranulocytes. These are basically two types based on the function. One is the B lymphocytes, second one is the T lymphocytes. B lymphocytes are produced from the bone marrow and bursa fabriceus of the birds, and T lymphocytes are produced from the thymus glands, right? So B lymphocytes generally these are involved in the production of antibodies and plasma cells and memory cells. But T lymphocytes does not produce directly antibodies, but these are involved in the immunological reactions, right? These T lymphocytes are decreased the people who are affected by the HIV, right? So these B lymphocytes, T lymphocytes come under the lymphocytes. These are perform different functions. So here what we have to see that these are mobile cells immune system and nucleus is spherical shape and less cytoplasm, so that in the lymphocytes maximum place is occupied by the nucleus. Cytoplasm is a peripheral, right? If you see the diagram you can understand easily. This is a circular shaped cell and maximum place of the cell is occupied by the nucleus. A peripheral cytoplasm is present. Next, the main function of lymphocytes are to produce, secrete and transport the antibodies, right? We are going to continue about the what are the cells are present in the connective tissue. Generally, as per the diagram, on the diagram we have given the only numbers. That numbers we are giving the explanation, right? From the last two video lectures onwards we are giving completely picture, at the same time side headings we are giving, right? That means whenever you read about this information you have to touch with the diagram, then you can understand easily, right? Connective tissue basically made up of cells and extracellular matrix, right? This extracellular matrix is made up of, again divided into two types. One is fibers, second one is ground substance. Right? So in these three lectures we are talking about what are the cells are present in the connective tissue, what are the fibers are present in the connective tissue, what is the ground substances, right? Till now these cells are classified into two types. One is wandering cells or wandering cells, second one is fixed cells. Wandering cells, different types are there. As a diagram we have given the information from the fibers. Fibers are basically divided into three types. One is reticular fibers, second one is the collagen fibers, third one is elastic fibers. So in the explanation part, the first I have explained about the fibers, and second part I explained about the cells. These cells are also differentiated into the two types. One is wandering cells, second one is fixed cells, right? This is the total information I have shown in the diagram very clearly. You can understand easily, right? So basically connective tissue is divided into two types. One is the cells and extracellular matrix. Cells are again divided into two types. One is the wandering cells, second one is the fixed cells. And extracellular matrix is divided into fibers and ground substance. The fibers are again divided into three types. One is the reticular fibers, collagen fibers and elastic fibers. This is a total picture we can see in the diagram, right? So till now what we learnt? Till now we learnt about total fibers, right? These fibers are, first labeling represents the reticular fibers, second labeling represents the collagen fiber, third labeling represents the elastic fibers. Next come to the cells. Cells are basically divided into two types. The first one is the cells which are moved from the place to place, that is the wandering cells. Second type is fixed cells. So first one, wandering cells. Wandering cells are starts from the plasma cells, macrophages. That means wandering cell, the number represents, the number will be starts from the number 4. Number 4 plasma cells, number 5 macrophages, number 6 neutrophils and eosinophils, number 7 lymphocytes, number 9, now we are going to explain about from the number 9 onwards, right? So this number 9 and number 10 come under the number 9 and number 10 come under the ground substance. Number 1, 2, 3, these are the fibers. So like this we have given the numbers. Next fixed cells are there. These fixed cells are number 11, number 12, number 13, number 14, number 15. These all will come under the fixed cells, right? So today lecture we are talking about ground substance. Generally ground substance is nothing but the spaces present around the cell or around the fibers which is filled with connective tissue, that we can call as a ground substance. That means some spaces are present around the cells, that is nothing but intercellular spaces and intercellular fibers. These intercellular spaces and intercellular fibers are filled with a polysaccharide substance is called ground substance. And last, the 10th one indicates that red blood cells in the vessels. If you see in the diagram, you can see that in the connective tissue, actually it is a vascular tissue, because due to presence of blood vessels, that's what is called as a vascular. In the blood vessel, we can see the blood cells that come to the fixed cells. These fixed cells are basically divided into 5 types. One is adipocytes, fibroblast, and next one is the mast cells. Next one is the fixed macrophages, and last one is the melanocytes. We are talking about the adipocytes. Adipocytes, also known as fat cells or lipocytes. Why it is called as a fat cells? Because after digestion of fats, these fats are converted into triglycerides. These triglycerides are stored under the beneath of the skin. Maximum fats are stored in the form of a triglycerides, and it is found in the deep skin region. That means we can say that epidermis, dermis part and hypodermal part is made up of or stored with the adipose tissue. And not only that, parts around the some of the organs such as heart and kidneys also, this fat adipose tissue is present. And come to the fibroblast. So fibroblasts are large fat cells. If you see the diagram, you can understand easily. These are large flat cells with branching processes. They synthesize extracellular fibers. They are most numerous and present in all general connective tissue. It is present in all general connective tissue. This blast represents, it is a active immature cells which can form any type of fibers like reticular fibers or collagen fibers or elastic fibers. So till now we talk about only a few fixed cells. Remaining fixed cells we'll talk in the next lectures. Thank you.